Hi. What? Okay. Hi, I am the founder and CEO of a US-based footwear company that has 12 US employees and has created fully convertible high heel technology. Where do you manufacture? Our product is obviously really unique, and so we require specialty injection molding, which is only really available at scale for footwear in China. Why? Don't you manufacture in the USA? So we actually don't have scaled footwear manufacturing or really apparel manufacturing of any kind in the US. Okay, well, I think we should. Yeah, I mean, that would be really great. We'd be able to manufacture in much faster times and have more direct control over our supply chain, but we physically don't have manufacturers here. Okay, well, what if I change your import rate from 10% to 99%? We still wouldn't have US manufacturers here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it right now. Why? Look, I don't think we should be so reliant on China, so if you're gonna insist on manufacturing in China, I'm gonna charge you 99%. Okay, to be clear, I'm not insisting on manufacturing in China. It's just the only place I could manufacture. So, not the USA? No, not right now. I mean, if you want to, like, invest in making some manufacturing facilities, it would probably take a couple years and several $1 million, but if you want to do that, I mean, we could talk about it when those are ready. No, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it right now. But I mean, a 60 to 99% tariff could, like, bankrupt a lot of businesses? You should have thought about that before you started manufacturing in China. Again, there's not really anywhere else that could manufacture a product like that's what they specialize in as an economy. Okay, well, what about, like, I don't know, Vietnam? Can you go to Vietnam? That would be better than China. Well, people in retail will tell you it's actually not that simple. It's not apples to apples because, like, a production minimum in China is 200 pairs per shoe, for instance, and in Vietnam it would be 3,000 pairs per shoe because, unlike China, they don't have their own material suppliers, and so they have to import all the materials from China still to just make them in Vietnam, and so it only makes sense to import them at that cost if they're doing it in bulk. So small brands that can't make 3,000 pairs per run would get squished. What I'm hearing is I should also tariff Vietnam. That's really not what I'm trying to say. Actually, why don't I just tariff everywhere and everything so that you have to make it in America? Again, that's not really an option. Look, if you're not manufacturing in America, you should be punished for that, okay? So maybe just pay the tariff, all right? Okay, but business models are fundamentally built on product cost, and a 99% tariff would double our product cost, so it would fundamentally change our entire business. That is really sounding like a you problem. Okay, I mean, I guess I can try to figure it out. We already had to figure out, how to pivot through the pandemic and supply chain crisis and the last trade war and the recession. So, I mean, I can do another pivot. I can't. Great, cool. Yeah, you do that. Would it be possible for me to get an SBA small business loan in the interim so that I can, like, have some cash cushion while we figure this out? Are you profitable? Yes, we posted 18% profit last year. Is your business, like, doing well? We grew 85% last year. Are you creating U.S. jobs? Yes, I have 12 employees and they're all U.S. citizens. Okay, are you a U.S. owned business? Yes, every owner over 20% is a U.S. citizen. In fact, 98.3% of the ownership is U.S. citizens. Whoa. That doesn't sound like 100. We do have 1.7% owned by a foreign investor. Can you give me their U.S. Social Security number? No, they're foreign. Okay, well then obviously I have to assume they are a foreign adversary and a massive threat to our country. No, they do business with the United States all the time. I obviously don't believe that, and so I want you to prove that 100% of the shareholders in your registered Delaware C Corporation are U.S. citizens. I think you should have to get all of their social... That's not the law. The law for a small business association loan is just owners over 20% have to be citizens. Yeah, I'm gonna change the law. Wait. What if I buy out the foreign shareholder? No, I think that sounds like fraud. That sounds fake. That sounds like a scam. And so we're gonna enforce a 6-month ownership look back. And so if you buy them out today, I'm not even gonna care for at least 6 months. So, what am I supposed to do exactly? Just manufacture in America.